A very good day to you, wherever you are watching or listening from. This is the Black Hot Fire News Update on a beautiful Friday evening in East Africa. It is 7:06, 1906 East African time, the 29th of March 2024, and I'm here with the updates. Of course, I'll be telling you about each and everything that has been happening throughout the whole of Africa, and what was hitting the headlines today, and especially this week. You're going to be looking at everything that was hitting the headlines for the whole of this week. Among them is among them is France, that is seeking to sponsor a bill that will see women protected, not just women, but black people protected from hair discrimination. And that is what I want us to talk about for a little bit. I know I don't have that much time, but I want us to talk about black hair discrimination. Have you ever seen it happen near you? Have you ever experienced it as a black person? Have you ever been discriminated because of your hair? And if so, what do you think should be done? And I'm going to be looking at black hair discrimination in Africa and in the West, because it also happens in Africa. Yes, black hair discrimination still happens in Africa. Even among black people, the black people themselves discriminate each other against black hair. Hair discrimination is where you are discriminated on the context of your hair texture. Where black hair, afro hair is seen as untidy, it is seen as disorderly, and so it happens that you cannot go into certain places with black hair because it is seen as unkept, it is seen as untidy, it is seen as unhygienic. So it has happened in so many circumstances, in schools, in workplaces, where there was even a whole discussion that was happening of whether would you get treated by a doctor with dreadlocks, a black doctor with dreadlocks. And it looked like a very stupid question to me, considering it was on national television, because I don't see where the hair and the experience comes in. But anyway, we're also going to be looking at a video. We're going to be referring to a video by BBC. BBC did a video on that. They did a feature on hair discrimination in the United States. And the main reason we are reporting on this is because France is pushing a bill that looks like they want to end hair discrimination in France, where it has been very rampant. We even had an air steward sue a certain airline because even though he worked for them, they refused him entry into the plane because he had to put on a wig to cover his hair, his black hair. So he had to put on a wig to cover his black hair, and he sued the airline. And after 10 years of court hearing, the court decided that he was not discriminated because of hair, but because of gender. So they argued that other women with similar hair had been allowed to enter. So he was discriminated. So they told him he had to seek a retrial, and this time reframe the trial. So they said he was not discriminated because of hair, he was discriminated because of gender. So I want to know, have you ever experienced hair discrimination? I've personally seen it so many times. In Kenya, I saw somebody who was refused graduation. He had qualified and he was about to graduate, but they refused him graduation because he had long African hair. So he couldn't graduate before cutting the hair. Yep. So you can tell me if you've ever had an instance of discrimination based on your hair texture, especially as an African person. As it grows naturally out of my head. Oh, I almost forgot to share, to put on a copyright disclaimer before they take down my video. So let me just give me a minute to put on the copyright disclaimer. And a big shout out to Kay Williams, who's with me. Yep, that is the only case. I've seen several cases, but the one that I remember recently was that of a friend of mine who couldn't graduate because he had long hair. And so because he had worked hard for years for that degree, he had to cut down his dreadlocks for him to graduate. Also in Nairobi, if you are walking around the streets of Nairobi and you have long dreadlocks, the possibility of you getting arrested is about 80%. So they perceive long hair as a criminal behavior. It is associated with criminals. So once you have dreadlocks, you're gonna get arrested. And I know the best person to talk about this is HR the messenger, and I'm sure I'm gonna ask him tomorrow if he has ever been discriminated with his dreadlocks, because I know he has. So this discrimination based on hair does not only happen in the West, it also happens with our people, where they think it's cool to have, it's okay for a white person to have long hair, but it's dirty, it's unhygienic for a black person to have, especially for men. This happens so much for men. In Africa, I've not seen it so much with women, but for men, I don't know about the West. In the West, probably even the women are discriminated, but in Africa, it happens with the men. Having dreadlocks, there are so many, having long hair, there are so many professions you can't get into in Africa. For example, you're not going to get an office job if you have dreadlocks. If you have locks, nobody is going to hire you in an office. You have to cut the locks first for you to be able to go to an interview, for you to work in an office, for you to work in a hospital, for you to work in a law firm, for you to work, you have to have your hair short, because long hair is perceived as unhygienic by our very own African people, even our parents. They never want to see you with long hair. It doesn't matter how well you've maintained it, because in most cases, African hair is tidy. All you need is just to comb it a little bit and it will be tidy. But I don't know why we still talk about black hair discrimination in 2024, but it is happening. And the reason we are talking about this is as a bill that is under discussion in France that I'm going to tell you about in a bit.
I think I ever did when it was straight. In the last decade, a natural hair movement has swept through Black America.
For me, what I felt like was every time I put on a wig that I was apologizing for who I was.
But despite any progress that's been made, Black people are still being punished and ridiculed for their hair.
Doctors, man, they got tattoos and that's a nappy-headed hose there. I'm gonna take that now.
Such a tiny frame that this hair to me overwhelms her. Like I feel like she smells like patchouli oil.
And a lot of that backlash has targeted kids.
His hair's always been like that.
His hair was a violation of the school dress code.
Called to the office about my hair.
The rest of my dudes snatching beads out of my hair.
The cultural thing, the heritage thing. Why are you taking a blade to my son's ear?
I wanted to get to the root of why Black hair discrimination is so common here in the United States.
But I don't think it's a real distraction. I like my hair.
So stick around, because we're going to explore its tangled history, meet a lawyer who's fighting back, and talk to white folks who are learning how to style Black hair for the first time.
A lot of people getting a lot less hair than I.
Our first stop is Chicago, where we'll find out what happened when a young boy was kicked out of preschool because of his hair. But we have to make a pit stop.
The salon is the safe space. Hair, I feel like it's the crowning glory.
And whether it's straight, whether it's kinky, whether it's curly, we are blessed with these different patterns and textures.
Growing up, I thought white was right. And so, because that's what I saw, I hated my hair. I try to counter that message with my children, but it's been a long journey.
And for many Black folks, that journey starts when we're kids, the first time someone ridicules us because of our hair.
Can you tell us what happened at your old school? When I was 4 years old, my mommy braided my hair, and I was so excited. But when I went to school, the principal called my mommy that my hair is unacceptable.
It was explained that I must remove the hairstyle in order to send him back to school. His hair is a violation of the uniform dress code and therefore unacceptable for preschool.
But they're asking why they don't like my hair.
Hairstyles historically associated with Blackness were also historically associated with ghetto. To denounce a thing, you have to announce a thing. And so I'm here to announce that hair discrimination is started with children as early as 4 years old.
The history of black hair in America is long and tangled. For centuries, Africans have worn hairstyles like braids and knots to signify wealth, tribe, and status. But when enslaved Africans were stolen and shipped to America, their abductors wanted to erase any sense of cultural identity, and so they cut their hair. In the 1700s, the governor of Louisiana signed a law requiring all black women, enslaved or free, to cover their hair so they wouldn't attract white men. Slavery ended in 1865, and blackface minstrel shows quickly became the most popular form of entertainment in the country, with lyrics like, and I'm not kidding, your face it may be dark, but you'll be happy as a lark when they straighten all the colored people's hair. And those are just the lyrics I can read. Around the same time, black entrepreneurs like Garrett Morgan and Madam C.J. Walker, America's first female self made millionaire, were pioneering techniques to grow and style black hair. But centuries of white supremacy, dehumanization, and denigrating black hair textures forced many African Americans to assimilate in order to be viewed as presentable and professional. Until
this brother here, myself, all of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural. Because the reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance, physical appearance, is beautiful and it's pleasing to them.
the Black Power and Pride movements also celebrated the beauty of natural hair. But while black music and style are now an essential part of American culture, black people are still being punished for their natural hair. Here in Louisiana, black hair history comes full circle. Remember that 1700s law that forced black women to cover their hair? Well, Louisiana's leading the country once again, but this time it's for a better reason.
Louisiana is the first state in the United States to have a textured portion in their cosmetology state board exam, and that feels really good. 65% of people have textured hair. The salon industry is really pretty segregated even today. No one should feel bad by having someone say you can't do your hair.
So we're heading to Baton Rouge to meet white folks who are learning to do black hair for the first time.
I'm sorry, the educator part of me is moving in, y'all. How are we going to break down those barriers? It starts with the education piece first.
Was this your first time working in textured hair? Yeah.
Yes, that is just a video highlighting black discrimination, black hair discrimination in the United States. I've never been there, so I cannot really comment on that. Unless the likes of Jibba Jabba tells me whether that happens as much as I see in the videos. But in Africa, it does happen. We still have black folks who believe that African hair is untidy. Having African hair is untidy. And so, as an African, I've seen this many times with people not being allowed, intelligent people not being allowed to even go into certain professions because they have hair. They have long black hair, especially the dreadlocks. People getting arrested and people. We actually had, and let me share a video. I just remembered we had two people who were burnt to death, who were beaten to death in Kenya because they had dreadlocks, and people thought they mis- they thought that they were criminals. They thought they were thieves, and they burnt them to death. Let me look for a video of the same. It was two brothers who were on a bike, and they had long hair, and there had been a theft that had happened in the area, and when people saw them, they assumed they were the thieves, and that is how they died. The two brothers happened somewhere along. Yeah, I'll share the video. I'm sure I'm gonna see the video and I'm going to share it. It was a whole scandal in Kenya that happened. So you see, hair discrimination is real in Kenya. We have had people die for having long hair, including those two brothers who were killed for having long hair. So it happens. And Kay Williams is telling me, you better not start putting no wig on your head. Never going to do that. And Keith is with me. Keith, I was talking about black hair discrimination and how it is even more rampant in Africa than it is in the West.
Well, yeah, I was surprised by that when I first went to Africa. It's a colonization, the more of the mind. Oh, but first, let me say, hey, is your family okay?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was worried about. Yeah, the more it's the colonization of the African mind. So you got to understand how bad the African mind suffer. Unlike you, you're young. You know, you start to know the truth and wake up and know things. Most Africans don't. They worship people that,
Mm-hmm.
that have not been worshiping people that are, that that have not been good for you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and they've been lied to. I wish I wish I would have sent that video to you with you as well for the Day Show, showing how the white man was admitting how
Mm-hmm.
wealthy Africa was. See, when they would size up Africa, first they could never invade it because it was still too powerful at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there, Joby?
Yeah, Joby is in the studio.
Yeah, see that video I sent Joby, how they sent their spies out that they
Mm-hmm.
called adventurers. They were their spies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sized up
Mm-hmm.
Africa. How do we conquer these niggas? How do we take
Mm-hmm.
over? So as he went through all throughout Africa, went all throughout Africa, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
Africa said, these people are wealthy. There's nobody begging. There's nobody impoverished. How can we conquer their mind? What do we do? He said, well, we destroy their minds.
Mm-hmm.
We teach them self-hate. So
Mm-hmm.
that's how you end up hating your hair, hating who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Because the African is loving, right? As a people, we're loving people, Demore. You should be able to say, no matter what you see, the crime, that's because of the poverty. But on a superficial level, not putting into attributes of all the exterior forces happening to African. African people are kind and loving. You should be able to see that no matter even with the crime, even with the Nigerian scamming. You should be able to see that African people are kind and loving. They welcome everybody. And so that was our downfall because we didn't understand manipulation and people would do heinous shit to us. We didn't understand that because
And
because people
so
say we got to go ahead.
just uh, before you go on, just to show you how rampant hair discrimination is in Africa, let me share this video. It happened about 2 years ago. I don't know if you heard about it, but 4 people were killed somewhere in Kitengela. Kitengela is a neighborhood in Kenya because there was a theft that happened there, and then these 4 gentlemen had long hair, and so the villagers mistook them for the thieves and they killed them. They beat them to death for having long hair. So here is the video.
Wow.
4 men were killed for having long hair because they were
Oh,
suspected of being thieves.
what is the one in Kenya? This is the Kenya
Yeah,
one, right? Yeah, I remember
yeah.
this. I remember Joey talked about this.
Young men who were lynched by an angry mob in Kitengela are disputing claims that their sons were rustlers on a mission to steal cattle in a homestead in the area. The families say the 4, 2 among them brothers, left Syokimau on Friday for a birthday party in a relative's home in Kitengela,
Can you
only to
imagine
meet
getting killed for your hair? This how
parents.
deep the self hate
Principals
goes.
showed that they suffered both sharp and blunt object injuries on their bodies. The story was produced by Ben Kirui.
The family of 2 brothers, Frederick Mureithi Wanjiru and Victor Mwangi Wanjiru.
So if you look at them, they have long hair, but I'm gonna show that later.
Of 2 brothers, Frederick Mureithi Wanjiru and Victor Mwangi Wanjiru arrived at the city mortuary for the second time this week. They were here on Monday to identify bodies of their loved ones who went missing on Saturday last week. Thursday morning, they assembled here yet again for a post-mortem examination. And
This how deep the ignorance in Africa goes. This ignorance is deep, scary deep.
Nasema ni kuchapwa ni jale kidogo ya mwili alafu na kudungwa na chapo object.
So he's explaining what the postmortem said. The postmortem said they were beaten and stabbed. They were lynched, then burnt.
God damn! Imagine you do it to other Africans. This is fucking outrageous. But they'll never do it to nobody white, no one Asian, no one East Indian. They'll never do that to none of them. Ever. Go ahead.
Hawa watu walikuwa wamedungwa na kitu chafu hapa. Shimo ilikuwa kubwa, imeingia ndani kwa ubongo.
The distraught family narrating the Saturday incident that occurred a day after the four friends reportedly left their homes in Syokimau, riding their sports bikes to celebrate the birthday of one of them, 25-year-old Victor Mwangi Wanjiru.
Walikuwa na birthday. Na sehemu wenye walikuwa wameenda.
So the Swahili is explaining that it was his son's birthday and they were going to celebrate the birthday. That is why they were on the bikes. But the villagers thought they were thieves.
Kuna huyu mmoja. Wow.
Because that's the ignorance of Africa. That's colonized mind where the white man walks around in Nairobi with his long fucking hair and don't shit happen. In Accra, Ghana, don't shit happen. In Johannesburg, South Africa, don't shit happen.
Engaging in an after party
In Harare, Zimbabwe, don't shit happen.
In Kajiado, when one motorcycle broke down. It was while trying to repair the motorbike that they were attacked by local herdsmen who accused them of plotting to steal their livestock. All the four were killed in the spot.
It's a level of ignorance that's straight craziness. Plotting
it's even stupidity. How do you go to steal livestock with a motorbike? Are you going to carry the livestock on your bike?
The level of ignorance, the level of fucking stupid. It's not ignorance. The level of morality in Africa is on another level. And as a leader of a country, you're supposed to have got rid of this shit 60 years ago when you got supposedly control of a country.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of lunacy and idiocy in a country is dangerous as fuck. But they like it like that. It's how they keep to stay in power. They like that kind of idiocy. They're not upset about this. Understand, fam? This is how unjust people keep power. This level of morality is and these stories go around the world. Say, wow, and this is stuff Joey saw. These stories go around. Say, look at these stupid ass niggas. These are some moronic ass people. That's why they're supposed to be conquered. That's why they're supposed to be treated like shit. That's why we do it. Imagine these motherfuckers building roads or doing anything.
After the real thieves were caught, and now it later turned out that they were innocent. So when the people asked what made them attack the four people, it turned out that it was because they had long hair, the dreadlocks. They had locks.
I don't get locks, which is an African trait family. That's African. That's being African.
Mm-hmm.
It's an African. I'll take every last one of them. Every last one of them is going to get hung. But death penalty coming back with some shit like that. That's you getting hanged or you getting a bullet in the head. That's your choice. It's your choice.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is so heinous. You leaving the planet now, today. You got your choice: rope or bullet. That's it. You go pray to your fake Jesus, your fake. Either way, your ass getting them off the planet. I don't give a fuck how stupid, because I can't have you stupid motherfuckers running around. You're dangerous to kids. Those are children. They could have been about 21, 18, 19.
I'm giving you. The oldest
What?
was 25.
25. I'm getting you out the paint. You got to go. You got to go.
And so I don't know about the hair discrimination in the West and how it happens because I've never been there, I only see it
It's
on
bad.
YouTube. But I've seen a lot of it in Africa. I've seen a lot of.
But they're
I
not
was
going.
saying at
They're
the
not going.
beginning. I was
They're
saying
not
at the
going to
beginning.
kill. They're not going to kill you like they like some shit like that. But they just discriminate against you. But it's not going to be no outright shit like that. That's on another level. Straight. It is lunacy.
I was saying at the beginning of the show. I know someone who was refused graduation for having long hair, and so he had to cut down the hair for him to graduate after studying for 4 years. So that is how the perception is a really stupid one. The perception that black
It's not.
hair
It's not. It's
is
not. It's not.
unprofessional,
It's
unclean,
not
and unattractive.
exactly. Exactly. It's not. It's not the perception. You're talking about. You're talking about the colonized mind. You're talking about a mind that's actually anti-African. That's what you got. You got you got Africans in name only, but have white face. You know, you call it coconut, Oreo, right in the middle, but black on the outside. And the whole, and that's not just Kenya. That's not Kenya. That's Black Africa. They did this. It's all set up. That's why Ibrahim Toure, first thing he did, he changed the school system and we allow you to grow your goddamn African hair. He said, if any teachers caught penalizing these children for being African, we're getting you up out of here. You're getting fired. You kids grow your African hair. Don't be ashamed to be. You're asking Africans to be ashamed to be African, Demore. You haven't changed the culture since you supposedly got fake independence in the 1960s. You kept the same self-hating practices that the Europeans brought to you. You have not changed that one iota.
And Kay Williams is wondering, with all the things going on in the world, they are worried about hair. It is unbelievable. With all the problems in the world, your main worry is somebody else's hairstyle.
Because the indoctrination goes so deep, Kay. Because you got to understand indoctrination. When the Moors reading that King Leopold letter, it goes deeper than that. When these no good bastards got control of Africa, the indoctrination was so ingrained, so constant, so then they passed that shit along to their children. They passed that shit along to their children. It was so wicked, so brutal, so all-encompassing that it still permeates society today. And none of these bootlicking, handkerchief head Negroes, house niggas have changed nothing. As Malcolm X said, who taught you to hate yourself? Taught you to hate your hair? Taught you to hate your skin? Taught you to hate the very race of people you come from? And you still got it. And that's what in Africa today. It's you got girls got to shave their heads to go to school in Africa. Yep. It's not. I ain't talking about Kenya. I mean Africa. Yep. It's in Africa.
You must have short hair for you to go to school because, as I said, long African hair is considered unattractive. It is considered unhygienic. It is considered unprofessional. And I'm saying, you know, I went to school with a lot of white people in my high school, and I had to cut my hair. They didn't have to.
I told you. I told you they walk around that road. They had to cut their hair, but you did.
I did.
You imagine the subconsciously the more what that taught you, what that teaches you, how wicked this shit is. How wicked.
You know, at that time I never thought about it because I never thought about it at that time. Right now, that is when I'm realizing.
Your subconscious did, God. Your subconscious did, goddammit.
I studied with some Chinese, and they always had their long hair, but I had to cut mine.
Yeah,
I had to cut mine
because you are an Abib. You're an Abib. Ask Joby what that means. She'll tell you. Ask Joby what an Abib is. She'll tell you. You're an Abib, Demore. That's why.
And you know, Keith, I don't have a problem with the white people, the Indians, the Chinese discriminating our hair. I have a big problem with Africans discriminating themselves. You know, me not giving somebody a job because he has locks. Me not allowing somebody on school because she has long hair. Me as an African
Because you're a moron.
considering,
You're,
you know,
you're a moron. Shit.
and also Jiba Jabba telling me to keep my locks, to grow my afro.
Your
As much as
hair,
I
your
might
hair,
want to do that,
your
I'm
hair,
afraid of I
your
might get
your your
lynched.
your hair is spiritual, and that's what. Listen, your hair is your connection to the true God.
Hmm.
Your hair is spiritual, Demore. That's why black people lock their hairs and grow their hair because your hair is the antenna to the ether, to the unseen realm, Demore. Now look this
Was
up.
that
Say,
why? Was
ask
that
is your
why
hair.
there was somebody in the Bible, by the way, whose
Yeah,
power
that
was
was
in the
Sam.
hair? Is
That
that
was yeah,
is
that was Samson punk ass. That's made up. That comes from Africa, but that's a made up figure. Yeah,
yeah?
Sam. That's that. Yeah, that's a black character. Say all those
We
characters
have
are black from
we have
black.
to
All those characters,
we have to
all
refer
those
to
characters are black. Demore. They took it from
uh-huh.
African spirituality and made it to people. Yeah, so
Hmm.
Samson. Yeah, it's about your hair. Because your hair is an
Hmm.
antenna, Demore. Let's see if Google's gonna lie. See, I don't like it to go because it'll show white people's hair. Say it's African hair.
Hmm.
See now what now? Well, I can prove this to you. They're gonna because your hair coils, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
my hair, your hair coils. Now, what does energy when you look at a power station? What does it have? Coils, Demore. You are an electric conductor of energy. So see if Google say does is black people's hair a conductor of energy? We know it is. That's why it's coiled. When you go to any power station, you'll see what coils, Demore, represent our hair, our texture. It's an antenna of energy. But you're not gonna be taught that in no African school because you got no African centered education.
Yep. It says actually curly hair is better at letting out heat. Once,
Yeah,
yep.
it's better than
Once you
everything.
go, yeah, it says curly hair is a better thermal insulator, and it is a better thermal insulator.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a conductive energy, Demore. But your dumbass teacher don't know that. He's been colonized. Your dumbass African professor don't know he's been colonized in the head. He doesn't
Hmm.
know any real knowledge no more. He's taught self-hate. And he's continued that self-hate. You don't realize your hair is superior? This is a fact. You told to cut yourself off and walk around bald-headed. Hate being an African. You dirty nigga, you.
Wow. I now understand why there is a war against black hair. You know, there's a whole narrative being driven about black hair being unprofessional, being, for example, you're not gonna get a job, any 8 to 5 job in Kenya with locks. You are not gonna get a job in an office. You are not gonna
That's
get a job, not just in Kenya. I know this is
tomorrow. You better say, don't say Kenya. You better say
imagine
Africa.
Africa. Yeah,
You better say Ghana. You better
you're not
say
gonna be.
Nigeria. You better
You can
say
never be a
Zimbabwe.
doctor. You can never be a lawyer.
Right.
and and sometimes it's even the people who are to blame for being ignorant, because trust me, if, for example, a typical 60-50 year old African was to go to a hospital and he finds you with dreadlocks, they're not gonna let you touch them. They'll think you have not graduated. They'll think you've not
What?
graduated. Yep.
What?
Nobody's gonna let you touch them.
You see how deep this shit is? It's
They would
so
rather die
deep.
than have a dreadlocked doctor treat them. I'm talking about the 50,
Wow.
50-year-olds. They are not gonna let that happen.
Yeah, because their minds are so fucked. Their minds are so backward, so fucked up. So what are you talking about? Can you imagine? You can't listen. Africa can never get free to the mind. These old niggas are gotta die. It's going to be. I told you, these old niggas in Africa gotta go. Your daddy, your grandparents, they all gotta die because they are the worst. Their minds are too fucked up.
They are too conditioned. I think they are too
Yeah,
conditioned. The
that's what.
conditioning is
Yeah, condition. Yeah, condition. That's what exactly what. That's the right word. Condition. Their minds are too gone.
Mhm.
If you tell them, hey, you conduct energy, you're supposed energy. The white man didn't say about no energy. He said my hair was dirty and unhygienic. What? All right, goddamn. All right, shit. Go away. Go away. Go stick your head in the oven or something. Shit, goddamn.
And so, as we come to the end of that discussion, before we look at what has been happening in other parts of Africa, hair discrimination is real. I've seen it. And I said, I know the best person who can talk about this and talk about this well is HR. I'm sure he's been discriminated severally for his
It's got,
locks.
well, it's
And
got to
I'm
be
going to
him
ask
and
him
I.
tomorrow. I'm going to
What
ask him
about
tomorrow. I'm going to hear.
what?
I'm sure
What
he has
about
been discriminated
what about
severally.
Cambridge?
And
What about
Kamlesh.
Cambridge? What about Cambridge ass? He run around with a
Kamlesh.
lot.
But they can't discriminate Kamlesh. Kam- uh, they might HR. HR is.
Yeah, yeah, and they probably will. Yeah, because that's the culture. I've been told that's all throughout Africa. That's the culture of hating yourself, hating who you. Africans been conditioned to hate who they are. It's absolutely crazy. Oh, by the way, stay a little later. Tomorrow, I'm having Spikes is coming by to teach you how to load articles and shit on the network. It should be about 3 o'clock. I know you get done by 2, so you should be there by 3. Um, but this kind of, and I knew, and it blew my mind away when I realized the Africans told me this. I was like, what? You can't even be African in Africa? No.
Yep. If you have long hair, the possibility of you getting arrested, they'll arrest you and they'll arrest you. They'll arrest you. They won't arrest you for having long hair, but they'll arrest you on suspicion of something. And I'm saying this as a fact. And I'm sure HR is going to tell you this tomorrow. If you have dreadlocks and you are walking around the Nairobi CBD, you have like an 80% chance of
the,
getting arrested.
the more is innocent, Jim Mosquito. He doesn't know nothing about the cooking oil stories. The more doesn't know anything about the cooking oil stories.
What is General? What is
Let's keep him out of the cooking oil.
What is General
let's
Mosquito talking
let's
about?
leave
A big shout out
let's
to
leave
General Mosquito.
let's leave his mind let's leave his mind clean, can't we, General? Leave his mind. We're trying to say this individual had naked women in the other studio. The more putting cooking oil on them.
Come on.
Yeah, for real. That's why Joey don't want him in there. That's why I gotta have him come this Saturday and don't come back no more. Yeah. Yeah, Black Eyed Fire making porno movies, Demore. I found out through a friend of mine because he seen this shit on it. Said, man, somebody in Kenya destroying your name, destroying your label. Like, what? Yeah, I seen Black Eyed Fire on the porno. Some other dude probably said his other friend brought it to him. He brought it to me. I seen the logo on a porno site. Butt naked women. And Joby found, ask Joby. Joby brought it to me. Butt naked women were cooking. He was too cheap. He was too cheap to buy baby oil, Demore. So he used cooking oil. That's real. You can ask him tomorrow. I know you ain't gonna ask him. Africans are too scared. Hey man, what's the cooking oil shit you did, nigga?
I'm not trying to. I don't want to smoke.
just go back in the back room and use one of the computers and let them show you that tomorrow. One of the computers in the back room, just let them sit up there and you can do your articles from there when you come in. But he gonna look at tomorrow. Cooking oil. God damn, I'm gonna teach you about making articles, nigga. That's about no cooking oil.
And, let us look at what was happening in other parts of
Good,
Africa.
good. You almost got Joby with that. You almost got Joby with that cooking oil tomorrow.
And one of the things that are happening is some positive news from Kenya. A little bit positive, where it looks like the government has declared a war against alcoholism. So right now, bars are only allowed to operate for 6 hours a day. So they are opening at 5 and closing at 11. nationwide. This is on a war against alcoholism that was declared by the deputy president. So right now you can only get drunk from 5 to 11. That is in clubs. So that is a new law that has
What
been
about
passed.
get drunk from 6 to? What about at night? What about the weekend, the morning, Friday and Saturday when people party? What about then?
The clubs are still closing at 11.
Hold on, wait. The nightclubs, the morning.
There are no nightclubs anymore. All clubs and entertainment joints are closing at 11 p.m.
The nightclubs, the morning. The nightclubs are closing at 11.
Every club is closing at 11. That is the new directive from the government right now. So
Yeah,
they're only operating for
but
6 hours.
is that a law? Is it a law? Just heard
So
you. I know, Joe. We had to save you from the cooking oil.
and, and, and in
Hold
sadder
on.
news,
Hold on, Demore. Wait. I'm trying to find about this goddamn. So there's no more. You trying to tell me there's no more clubs? You gonna put clubs out of business? Hold on, Demore. You mean there's no more alcohol being sold
after
in the
11
nightclub?
p.m., after 11 p.m., you can buy and go drink at home. There's no club that is open.
Hold on. The nightclubs are closed, or they just don't have no drinking?
There's not a single entertainment joint that is allowed to operate after 11 p.m. in
When
Kenya
did
right
that?
now.
Hold on. When that happened?
About a week ago, it has been happening for a week now.
Man, it's about to be a real revolution in Kenya. These niggas can't be like, I go out and turn up tomorrow.
But you know what? You don't know what they do. They lock themselves inside the clubs, though. You can never beat them. So at 11, they just lock the doors.
Yeah, so get them out the doors and keep partying away, huh? Like,
Yeah, yeah, but with no
uh,
music.
Kenya's in Africa. There's no way no club is closing at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but that is the directive. And even the ones that are partying after 11, they are partying with no music, just locking the door. You can't play any music. You're gonna get
That,
arrested.
I guess Joby and them gave up partying right on time. Shit. Ain't no go. Damn, Katie, it's gonna be fucked up for you. Katie can't get drunk no more in the club. Oh shit, that's crazy.
So that is the new directive, which it is in an effort to reduce alcoholism in the country.
I don't think it'll stop
Although
it, but anytime you try to make prohibition, the more you make it worse. You try
but
to
this is
change
because there has
the
been a lot of
society.
deaths, alcohol-related deaths, to a
Of
point
course,
that
because
the government
of
has
course,
decided to reduce the cost of alcohol. The cost of
of
beer
course,
is going down because so that
of
people
course,
can buy it and not buy the illicit ones.
yeah, but I can get my moonshine at home tomorrow. Get my moonshine. I can get my
So,
moonshine at home. Shit, I don't, shit.
so if I'm to go, if I was to party today, I have 3 hours before the party goes.
Ain't no more party no more. The party done stopped. Wow. I don't think it's gonna last long, fam, because Africans love to party. You ain't got the memo. Africans love to party all the time. So I'm keeping it real. I don't know if this gonna last in no Kenya. This might cause a revolution right here. What? No party, no nightlife?
Yep.
Wow.
But this is going to be also, it is going to affect the economy, of course,
Of course,
because
it's going to the economy.
the government is going to lose a lot of money in terms of taxes because they heavily
Yeah,
tax on alcohol, and now the consumption is going to go down because they only have
yeah,
3 hours to drink.
yeah.
So
So now I gotta hurry up and get fucked up. I ain't got time to be chit chatting with no women tomorrow. Hey, how you doing? Hey, I don't give a fuck how you doing. Hey, I need to start the
you
serving right now.
can email me all that shit in the morning.
That's
I'm just gonna get drunk right now.
All right, you can email me all that shit in the morning, shorty. I only got 3 hours to get fucked up. I don't need, it ain't no more socializing with you. What you do for a living, how you are, who's your mama, who's your daddy and them. I don't give a shit. You email me that shit in the morning. I got 3 hours, goddammit.
And in other news, there has been so many accidents in South Africa. One involving former President Jacob Zuma, who was involved in a car crash, but he escaped. He luckily escaped. There was
Former
another one where
president.
45 people died as they were headed for the Easter holidays. 45
All
of
right.
them died.
Wow, 45. What kind of accident was that? Jeez.
Yeah, happened in the northern province of Limpopo, where 45 died and one was seriously injured after the driver lost control and collided with barriers. So they were going to the Easter. They were going to for the Easter holidays. They were Christians going to celebrate the Easter, and
Did they die?
45 of them died.
Oh, well, they were Jesus now. They're okay. They were Jesus. They were Jesus. Now realize, damn, where the hell is this Jesus character at? What the hell's going on? Somebody lied to me around here. Where's the Jesus character at?
So they were headed for the Zionist Christian Church. The church is called the Zionist Christian Church.
Hey, didn't make it. Now, good luck.
And yeah, it looks like it is a normal occurrence in South Africa because last year more than 200 people died in road crashes during the Easter weekend. So it is an improvement this year from 200 to 45.
Might have been the dark. Lights might have been out there, but I had that solar power shit going on and them windmills. I can see the damn road the more.
And then another massacre that happened in Madagascar. 11 people were killed by a cyclone, which was called Gaman. Cyclone Gaman or Gamen, don't know the pronunciation, hit Madagascar, killing 11 people. The cyclone was predicted to bypass the Indian Ocean island, but it changed its course, leaving hundreds of homes destroyed and 11 people dead.
Now, if you see an image, I see an image of this. I'm gonna tell the image. I'm gonna show you. Now, I bet you this cyclone was going clockwise. If you pull it up, I bet it was spinning clockwise and not counterclockwise. Well, Keith, how do you know these things? Because I know that they turned the word upside down. I know energy is either female or male. Energy either flows clockwise, which is masculine, or counterclockwise, which is feminine. So that really be in the northern hemisphere, not the southern hemisphere. We've been lied to by these white people. Anything in the northern hemisphere goes clockwise. Anything in the southern hemisphere goes counterclockwise because energy flows from the woman to the man. So she's the beginning. Energy flows from feminine to masculine. So if the more I put an image of this cyclone, I bet it's rotating clockwise. I bet money on it. I ain't never even seen it. I bet money is rotating clockwise and not counterclockwise. How do you know, Keith? You haven't seen it. Because I know African science, nigga. And I know if you go to the club, you ain't got time to talk to the shorty no more. She email you your shit. I know.
So let's actually check it out and see. It's real. Let me share a picture of it.
What?
And I see Jibba Jabba and General Mosquito with all the smoke for spikes.
Hey, I couldn't let Spikes do a Sunday show that Joby don't want him in there because of the cooking oil. See? Told you it's rotating clockwise, told you. It's going clockwise. Look at the spin is going clockwise. Because that's actually the northern hemisphere. White people turn the map upside down in our minds. The North Pole is really the South Pole. And the South Pole is really the North Pole. And Africa doesn't sit in the southern hemisphere, it sits in the northern hemisphere. Europe is in the southern hemisphere.
So this is the cyclone that killed 18. It is not even 11, it is 18 people who died in this, and now I know why. I from the African science.
Exactly.
Yeah,
How's that 3 days if he rose if he died on Friday? It don't make no difference. Jim, the math. They don't care about the math being all fucked up. They don't care. They don't. They don't care about the math being all fucked up. They know people not gonna be critically thinking. They worry about somebody's hair.
I, I I I was seeing a video explaining why he stayed for 3 days before he resurrected.
Yeah.
And it was saying that
Today,
if he had
today's a,
resurrected, if he had
yeah.
yeah, if he had resurrected on a Saturday, then nobody would have believed him. He would be like, I died yesterday and resurrected, and they're like, no, nigga, you didn't die. We were with you yesterday. So he had to wait for 3 days so that
but
people
it,
could believe him.
but
And
it 3 days. It's a day because he rose on Sunday. He died on Friday. So
mhm.
that's 2 days. A day and a half. What is that? I don't know what I mean days that nonsense is. So walking around. Whole story. Whole story is stupid. Whole story is ridiculously dumb. Can't find this nigga's body. No, you can't find his body because he risen. With the whole body risen? I thought it's just the spirit of this motherfucker rose. What's going on? Joey,
And
Joey, come on,
lastly,
it's Easter. Joey don't want his ass in there. I try. She don't care if it's Easter. She don't care. I try to say he's a change. He's gonna do right. She's like, no, she don't trust him. So nothing I can do about it. Joey's the boss on the ground, and I can do. My hands are tied. I told Spike. He said, God damn. He said, that's a long time ago. I said, not in Joby's mind, it ain't. That's a woman. You putting cooking oil on women's booty cheeks. That ain't a long time for her. I forgot about that shit.
Ziva Java says he was about to make somebody a star.
Yeah.
Come on, you're gonna make him not teach me how to upload articles at this rate.
No, like he's not listening. Oh, he might be listening. Spikes do be listening in. He sure do.
Bring on the smoke on Monday after. Bring on the smoke on Monday after I've learned, not today.
He knows the true shit. It's not like it's a lie. He did do all that wicked shit. You know, having girls butt naked in the studio, putting cooking oil on their booties instead of at least man, stop being at least get some baby or don't be cheap. And imagine the women.
Says Joby is being responsible. Trust has to be earned, which I agree with him.
he said at least Joby's being responsible. Yeah, I said that. I couldn't. I agree. I didn't try to fight Joby. I just said, damn, Joby, come on now. He's so how can you earn it? How can you earn it? She don't never want his ass back in the studio. How you gonna earn it across town? So he's gonna do the he's gonna do the show from home, guys. He's gonna do the Swahili thing from home. So we'll see how that works. But tomorrow he'll do it for the studio tomorrow. I said since he's coming up tomorrow, you can do it there. Then we'll do it next week, starting at your place and shit. You know, I don't know. You know, she don't want you in there. You know, what can I do? Shit, you can't take. You know, you traumatize Joey's mind with the cooking oil. What can I do?
as we come to the end of the show,
And,
I hope you enjoy.
And he's still hey Spike, she's still a drunk. They said when you came back in July, was it September? You and Cammy came back. Whatever month y'all came back, they said you was drunk then, nigga. You was drunk. So I don't know. I don't know if this law's gonna help tomorrow with the drinking. Cause Spike get his bathtub gin. He drinks moonshine. He ain't gonna stop that. Moonshine, nigga. Time to shine with some moonshine. He's just trying to get Katie and Joey some moonshine, Demore.
Jiba Jaba tells me not to say Mazola around Joby. I don't know what that means.
That's
Joby is laughing. So I know
that's
it's some good.
that's
I know
like
it's some.
that's like butter. That's like margarine and shit. It's like some it's like butter. You know, it's almost like cooking oil type shit.
See you tomorrow, kid. We have a show
Crypto.
on. We have a show
Yeah,
on crypto tomorrow.
the crypto guy there. If I'm up
Yeah, and
tomorrow, if I'm up, I'm joining you. If you call me, you can call me. If I don't answer, nigga, mean I ain't answering.
I'm, I'm gonna call you, send you emails. You have to wake up.
Yeah, so that's what's up. I'm listening. I ain't getting nowhere even home, man. These people hurry up. Shit. 2 hours away from the house. Oh, I gotta call Walmart. Tell them don't deliver my groceries. My groceries gonna be outside. They gonna. Hey man. Can I change my damn? So I can change my damn delivery time. Anybody know I work this Walmart app? You gotta be. How you change your delivery time? I'm not gonna make it home in time, man. I'm gonna all kind of bugs in my shit. Kind of bug.
I'll see you tomorrow, kid.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, make sure to join me tomorrow from 12 to 2 p.m. We are going to be talking about crypto, bitcoins, and a lot of finances. We're going to be
That's
talking about.
that's
We're
five
going to be
that's
talking
five
about.
that's 5 a.m. fam. Tomorrow's not making the time difference. That's
I'll,
5 a.m. That's
I'll be up at
5
12.
a.m.
I'll be up at
That's
12:30.
that's 5 a.m. or 5:30. We start at 5:30 a.m. I get that's 5:30 Eastern time in the morning. And if you're in Central time like Big Cheese and me, that's 4:30 in the damn morning, right? So we're 4:30. So yeah, get your alarm. He's
we are,
always like
we are
it's 12,
going we're going to be
like it's
talking
12
about
o'clock for us.
a lot of finances, including why it is a bad idea for you to save money. Saving money in the bank is but a bad idea. That is according to
It was a
Robert
fun show.
Kiyosaki.
More it's funny. The more it's getting funny. To my, you got tired of me fucking with you, bro. You got to email him. You got to get drunk. Right. Ain't got time. Hey, can I get the listen? My email address is this. I ain't got time to talk right now, shorty. They done messed up the whole drinking culture in Kenya. I got 3 hours to get fucked up. Can't be dancing with your ass and I'm sober.
And Debbie also tells me she's coming up in a bit. Make sure to join her.
Yeah, we come back on, family.
I have 2 hours 56 minutes to get fucked up. Let me go. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, family.
Much love, you guys. I see you guys about 20 more minutes when Joby starts.